Hello Exiles, this is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and this is going to be my last unedited video that I'm going to be doing for the league. The rest of the videos I'm going to be doing are going to be scripted and edited, and yeah. So I'm just getting in. People were saying they wanted to see map right in the beginning, so I am going to go ahead and start by mapping. I always get this little rendering issue when I first start, but I'm going to talk about what I'm doing in Trade League and what I'm doing outside of Trade League, because I'm actually transitioning pretty much exclusively to solo self-found hardcore again to do challenges, which is something I do. So if you want to follow those challenges, there's a link to my Twitch in the description below. And if you don't want to follow me over there and see them live, well, I'll be doing edited versions of them, basically a Cliff Notes version of them, in the form of an edited video, which will be out within the next couple of days. Specifically, I'm doing a movement skill only challenge on solo self-found hardcore, where I'm doing an Ignite Flame Dash Trickster. So if that sounds interesting to you, well, heads up, there will be a video on that soon. And yeah, I'll talk about this character though. This is my Glacial Cascade Assassin, getting absolutely bombed here by those, whatever that flyby bomb was. And yeah, as you can see, against melee rares, it's actually quite easy. I can just kind of push them back. Cool thing about Glacial Cascade that is, if you have enough cast speed, you can basically lock any melee enemies in place entirely, and it's got pretty good damage too, as you can see. Now this is only a tier 11 map at the moment, so it's not like the hardest thing in the world. I decided to do some beasts just to show that you know, it's got a little bit of that extra DPS, but yeah, like I said, tier 11 map, it's nothing to write home about. And it doesn't have a lot of defensive layers. As you can see, my life is extremely low. And I'm sitting here basically running only on dodge with a very small amount of evasion. My evasion is less than 4,000, which is very pitiful, especially when it comes to red maps. But my dodge goes up to 68 for the physical dodge, and then like 53 for spell dodge when I have my maximum elusive stacks. So ends up being pretty decent. That's pretty much my only defensive layer at all though. The rest is just freeze. I just need to freeze and chill things, which is very easy. I wouldn't mind getting the cluster jewel that gives freeze proliferation. And that would be something that I could do to upgrade this, and I'll kind of go over the build after this map. I'm not clearing it super fast because, well, this is a little bit of a sketchy map. Extra Fizz is cold and power charge, so getting crit and froze to death are very much concerns in this map, so I got to be a little bit careful. I can't just run through, but yeah. With Herald Device, as you can see, just explodes entire packs. That's pretty normal for this kind of build. Locks those melee things into place. I use Assassin's Mark and Frost Bomb for single target. Drastically increases single target damage, of course. Don't need to use it on regular rares, but against bosses and such, can do that. So here we have the boss. I throw that on. I try to get it so that the last one is hit, and then I throw my diamond flask. I'm even chilling and freezing the boss. It was quite slowed there. So tier 11 boss kind of kept it in place. If you can hit it with the very last little bit of the burst, the last burst of the Glacial Cascade, then it does 200% more damage, which is obviously the desired outcome. So you naturally get things into that if they're not bosses, but there's a limit to how frequently you can knock back bosses. I believe it's once every half of a second, which means you can't just chain knock back, because I'm doing a lot of casts per second, 5 casts per second. So a lot of those are kind of wasted. But yeah, I did full clear of that map, and now I'll just go over the kind of the gear and everything. Some of this gear is very similar to what I had. For instance, I'm actually using the same helmet, which is just 120 life and then double resist with okay evasion rating. It's nothing to write home about, but you know, it's all right. The accuracy isn't doing me any good. The rarity, I guess, is a bonus. It's not like the worst thing in the world to have some rarity. And then I have this exact same 6-link I had on my other character. It's got high life, it's got some int, it's got some mana, got some life mana percentage, and then a couple resists, and it's a 6-link most importantly. For my 6-link, I'm currently running Glacial Cascade, Controlled Destruction, Cold Pen, Energy Leech, Hypothermia, and Spell Echo. I think this is the best setup. I've tried a bunch of different setups, and this is the one I like the most. I kind of wanted to try Intensify, but I think the Energy Leech feels a little bit better, more consistent. And then got Flame Dash, Arcane Surge, Second Wind, of course. I'm using a similar wand to the one I was using previously. It's just a lot of spell damage, mana, cast speed, and this one has Unholy Might on kill, which does benefit me because we start with physical damage and it's converted to cold with Glacial Cascade. However, since we don't scale chaos damage, it actually ends up being a pretty insignificant amount of damage. Gloves, just life, mana, resists. I'm running Clarity, Herald of Ice, and Hatred. I need the Clarity right now to maintain. As you can see, I do run out of mana if I just sit here and cast. But if I keep my Arcane Surge up, and once I have higher level Clarity, and I also may pick up this other mana regeneration node right here. But right now I plan on getting Melding next level, and potentially after that, and then this life, but then maybe I'll get this because I definitely need more life. Want to at least get like 5,000, 5,500 if possible. Jewel slots too are a higher priority. Anyway, getting back onto it, got this kind of crappy ring. It's okay, I guess. It's got some life and resists. Also another bad ring. My rings aren't very good. Got this amulet, which has a good amount of cast speed, has cold damage leached as life, has good resistances, pretty good life. This amulet's quite good. Then I have this mediocre at best. It does have dodge attacks. I need more dodge, of course, but still pretty mediocre shield. I could probably buy a better one for like 5 chaos. I haven't felt the need to. It's got good evasion though, and it's one of the few things keeping me with an okay amount of evasion, because this isn't giving me much, this isn't giving me much, these aren't giving me much. Boots, life, movement, speed, mana. Got some dex. I do need the dex in order to function, so that's good as well. And then I got this like triple resist life mana belt that I found on day 1. That's pretty good. Obviously at this stage I would probably want something with a little bit higher life roll if possible, but you know, we keep LE resist capped by a long shot. In fact, I could drop some resistances for damage and probably should. So there's still a lot of upgrades I could do. Specifically, I'd probably want to save up for double void battery for this. And I don't have an anoint yet. I think I'll temporarily anoint Divine Judgment for some more damage. Later on, I'll anoint Overcharge. Actually, I might just do Overcharge right away, honestly, because Overcharge, it'll give me more multi as well. And then I'll go double Void Battery and just go pure DPS. I'll lose some life that way, of course, but that's the way. As far as my skill tree setup for this build, I have pretty much a normal pathway. I do all the trickster stuff. I do go down here to grab Herbalism, Heartseeker, Survivalist, and of course Acro, Phase Acro. So this is really nice. Plus it gives me the dex that I need. Importantly, I get no witnesses, which gives me more elusive effect and gives me some evasion rating, which I need to get. The infused, of course. I got the crit multi-crit all the way through, Assassination, Doomcast, got some life, more crit multi, Throat Seeker, AoE, getting a lot of that, Nimbleness, cast speed's quite important. I mean, there's a lot of great nodes for this that are all congested together. More AoE, Blast Radius, Annihilation. There's AoE on Lethal Assault as well. Instability plus the little one behind it, which gives me, I have 6 power charges. So it's quite the nice amount. It's 24% spell damage for one node, which is pretty decent. Almost notable level, plus if I do anoint this, it'll give me another 4, so it'll be 28% for one, which is really nice. Cruel Preparation, Deep Thoughts, I need the mana regen. Same things with these. Unfortunately, the spell block is kind of being mitigated by my block being cut in half by Acrobatics, or 30% less. So we do have 17% chance to block attack and 6% to block spell damage. So not really benefiting a whole lot from Mystic Bulwark, but it's something. So it's giving a little bit of extra mana regen as well. Overall, it's a pretty efficient setup. I could get Frostwalker, which would give me a very significant amount of damage. And that is on my radar for my last few things to potentially pick up. But yeah, it's so dense with stuff that I want here that I'm pretty much locked into what I have. I wouldn't mind going over to Revenge of the Hunted too, but it's kind of out of the way. And I'm already level 87, so there's a lot of stuff I still want to pick up, and I don't have a lot of points for it. I don't think Snowforged is really on the table at this point. So yeah, that's pretty much the build, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm going to be doing solo self-found challenges, so if that interests you, I'll be over there. I hope you enjoyed this last unedited video and last update for Trade League. The rest of it's all going to be like guides and everything. Links to all of my stuff, my Twitter, Discord, if you want to join Discord and talk with other PoE players, it's in the description. Bye!